Hello, my name is Winder, and we are back with more UBL highlight matches. So, before we do begin this match, we've got a bit of a story to tell. Seems to be a running theme, but people do keep dropping out. This time, the unfortunate one was Polytoad. We kind of knew them for the very consistent bringing of Palisand Smeargle, as well as the Psycho Palkia. They were actually supposed to play Kana, in week 4. However, they did not. They have just been too inactive and have unfortunately had to go. We just couldn't get a hold of them, and yeah, so they were replaced by your current replacement of Polytoad, who is Ad211, or I don't know how I'm going to say it. I'm just going to call him Ad. How's about that? So, Ad has taken over and actually did a full revamp of that team. If you were to tell me that this was Polytoad's team, you would be sorely mistaken. It's a full revamp of Polytoad's team. They did they came in and asked about transactions, and we said sure. Just make sure transactions are good, and then give your opponent time to actually build their teams once you've made all your transactions. So they did, and they went ham. I think Regice, as you can see, was one of the only Pokemon remaining. So if we look at their full new team, there was a Heracross. It's now a Mega Scizor. The Smeargle does remain. Chansey is now Hydreigon, which is not brought this week. The Regice has stayed. What was this? I have the exchanges here. So, Vanillix was swapped for God of War. Palisand was dropped for Lycanroc Midnight. Gallade was dropped for Typhlosion. Stoutland was dropped for Armadillo. This is the second time I've done that now, but whatever. Armaldo. Lapras was dropped for Leafeon, and Shedinja was dropped for Dusknoir. So, it's a full revamp of the team. Oh, and the kind of the big one that you might notice is there's a Giratina right there. Palkia was dropped for Giratina. So, it's a really interesting. It's basically just a full revamp, and really I can't even say a lot about the team because it's just so much different now. And this was all done kind of today. It was a very big change. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But we are against a very familiar opponent. Well, they are against a very familiar opponent in Turnips, also known as Fat Rat. With their classic Mega Gengar Dialga, we can see the Rain Core as well, even though I actually can't see it right now because I've not got the tab open because I'm dumb. There we go, now I can see it. With the Rain Core, the Thundurus, the Amoonguss. Very similar, I believe, what was actually brought. They brought week 1. Which is kind of... Or week 2, I guess. When they went against Airstream. They did bring Rain then. Which I think makes sense because you don't want to just lose to Typhlosion. Well, it does mean that you're going to struggle a little bit more against Mega Scizor. So, I'm really interested to see how this match kind of plays out. We've got a new coach, and we'll see what can be done. So, let's get things started. This is the first match of week 5, so let's see. So we've got a Giratina God of War lead versus Polytoad Kingdra. So it's just starting straight off with Rain. Now, I don't know a lot about Giratina, to be honest. So, other than it's extremely bulky. Giratina is one of the bulkier things that you can really go for. decent coverage from what I understand, but I'm really interested to see, because I feel like this could be Trick Room. Because God of War can Trick Room. So, I'm really interested to see what, like, happens here. So you switch straight to Scizor, Protect from Politoed, okay, and Z-move into the Giratina and a straight one-shot. Dang. Looks like Ad was a little confused. Yeah, because this is VGC 2019, so Z-moves are A-okay. Yeah, I really was just like, I'm gonna make it my drafts and I just want to play. So it was kind of crazy, but yeah, that was incredible. Just straight take. Really, it's like, at least in singles, like, it's very hard to kind of take down a Giratina just in one shot like that. So even seeing it in, like, from just like, it's a Kingdra, like, base 95 special attack is certainly not the best, but it's not bad. And I'm gonna assume that has to come off Draco. There's no way that comes off Dragon Pulse. There's no way. But losing a big bulky threat like that really can take the water moves, not something you want to see off the bat. We see a Mega Scizor, Helping Hand Kingdra comes out, we see an Ice Beam. That's kind of interesting. Why Ice Beam? Maybe covering the switch? Kind of odd. But see the Hyper Voice come out, but that's no Pixelate Hyper Voice right there. And that's actually a really nice switch, actually. Covers the Fire Blast. That's actually a really nice switch. It's such a weird thing, because it's like, yeah, it's like you've got like Hyper Voice normal God of War, but then you've also got like a really great switch from Scizor to Typhlosion to get the Flash Fire boost. Of course, the Typhlosion is still in Rain, of course, but you know. You can't sell it short. T-Punch. Interesting. Shadow Ball comes out from Guardy. Dialga thunders. Why is there like no stab moves happening? As we saw an Ice Beam from Kingdra, and then we've also seen like no stab from Dialga come out. Like, maybe it's Draco's stab, and you don't want a Draco. That would make sense. And then obviously you don't want to use Steel. So I'm not sure what's in the back for Poly. No, wait, these are... No, wait, you got one more in the back. So maybe it's a Moongus in the back, or maybe you just really want the Typhlosion God before Rain ends. Which makes sense. And this God of War really isn't putting on a lot of pressure. Like, the Shadow Ball is doing, like, nothing. Like, even Moonblast probably wouldn't even do that much. See the Mega Scizor come back out. Psychic into Politoed. Politoed's so bulky. And even in Rain, that Fire Blast is taking out. That's just a life up Dialga. So strong. And it just kind of leaves this God of War, who's unfortunately not really doing that much. Flash Cannon comes out. So we can guess the last move is either Protect or Dragon. So, kind of taking a nuke on Giratina immediately is was definitely hurt. Because even though, like, Rain was more so... I mean, it helped Kingdra with the Swift Swim, but it also was really helpful for, like, defensive play more than offensive. Because it wasn't really used for the... It was kind of weird. It was like... There was not like, the only War-type move that came out was Scald Politoed. So it was, like, kind of weird that it was, like... Like, it was more so just used to protect against Typhlosion, which granted Typhlosion would have hurt. Let's not get anything confused here. Thunder Punch Typhlosion as well. I mean, you gotta cover Rain, but, like, still, it's kind of rare to see Typhlosion click anything but, like, Eruption. But when you are in Rain, you know, there's not really a lot you can do there. But they had some really good switches as well. Getting that Flash Fire boost was really nice. It's just they couldn't really capitalize on it because it's like, you're a Typhlosion in Rain. Like, no matter how you put it, it's not really a good situation to be in. It's kind of just like, the Guardi also wasn't, like, really that effective. It was just 3 attacks protect, but even, like, the attacks weren't doing that much, realistically. Like, it just got to a point where Turnips could kind of just ignore it. So have a look at game 2, see if any adaptations are made. This time we see a Moongus Gengar against Giratina Scizor. No, it's different leads. Okay. Maybe God of War was left behind this time. I'm a little surprised that, like, nothing came out for Rain. Maybe, like, I'm not sure. But, like, yeah, Mega Gengar here is obviously really scary. Like, this is a really scary lead, honestly. Like, honestly, protect the Moongus and just hit something with Mega Gengar, or, like, honestly, like, even double protecting is, like, not even bad. Or, like, just sporing one thing and then just, like, yeah. Like, honestly, this, like, lead is super scary, so. So he's straight switching to Leafeon. And double Mega immediately. See a Rage Powder come out. Try and get rid of that, try and get rid of the Giratina immediately, but that was not happening. The switch definitely could have been for, well, protecting that. Protecting Giratina a bit better, but also to cover Spores, which would make a lot of sense. And Byleth gets the things that X's was never going into Gengar. So really nice play from Ad. But I mean, Moongus is just going to be a Moongus and just be really bulky and annoying. So Leafeon goes down, Giratina comes straight back in, doubles out into Gardevoir, and Gardevoir is just gonna, it's gonna live. I'm surprised it lived, to be honest. But Amoonguss is finally gonna go down after 3 turns, and Thundurus is gonna come in. So your T-Wave straight onto that Scizor. Gardevoir is gonna go down. I'm a little surprised that Turnips is avoiding it. As an unfortunate power, that would have done a lot of damage. I don't know if it would have killed anything, because I don't even think like Iron Head really would take out Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar's not the... It's frail, but it's not as frail as you would like to think it is. And because Knockoff wouldn't get rid of an item either, it's not as strong either. Granted, it's stronger than Stab Iron Head, but still, it's an interesting one. Things definitely could have gone differently, especially depending on the Pokemon in the back, but I can expect it's probably Dialga in the back, and if it's Dialga in the back, I don't think Scizor's beating it. One Fire Blast and the game is over. So your T-Wave straight into Giratina. It's what Thundurus does, it spreads around Thunder Waves. That was a priority move. What priority? Does it get Shadow Sneak? Let me have a look at this in a different tab. Sera B. Sort of Moon Pokedex. Sino Lizilatina. Control F. Shadow S. It just gets Shadow Sneak. So it actually had Shadow Sneak for the Mega Gengar. It's got like 100 attack, right? It wouldn't have killed, mind you. I very much doubt that would have killed, but like getting the damage on there, like, would be really nice, obviously. Yeah, I doubt it would have killed. It would have probably done like 80%. And by the looks of things, they were hoping for it to take it out, just because, yeah. I probably would have doubled the Gengar just in case. It's interesting that like, did they not have anything for fun? Did they not have, like, Knockoff or something? See the BP come out. Volt Switch makes sense. Straight into Dialga, yeah. The powers are unfortunate, but I mean, I think the game was going to be the game was kind of wrapped up anyway, to be honest. The powers just made it kind of look a bit worse. Honestly, the powers were more so for speed control than anything. Like, the Shadow Sneak probably wouldn't have killed Gengar. And because I didn't double it, like, I think, like, Turnips would have been fine. But yeah. Like, I'd had some really nice plays, some really nice switching. I just feel like maybe targeting, like, things wasn't the best here. Like, certain targeting, like, maybe didn't focus on the threats that need to be, but there were a lot of threats. Like game 1 where, like, Kingdra just kind of bopped Giratina, and then they still had, like, Dialga in the back. Like, what else did they have in the back? They didn't even see their 4th in game 1. So that could have been Gengar, that could have been Thundurus, it could have been Amoonguss, like anything would have really made that game harder. Like, Turnips' team is really scary. So like, and against what Ad brought, it really wasn't easy to deal with. Because sure, like, there was a lot of special offense here, but you don't really want to send out a Regice against the Dialga. So, I don't know. Could they have really brought much else? I mean, like maybe a Scarf Hydreigon wouldn't have been bad here. Smeargle wouldn't have been a bad lead. Smeargle's always good. You could have always tried to play a Trick Room mode. Because, I mean... But then you obviously have to fear Amoonguss, so it's kind of awkward. Because, I mean... Cress is still a good Pokemon. It's just kind of awkward, so... But that does mean that Ad is now, unfortunately, taking over Polito's record, so it's now 1-4. Where Turnips is now 4-1. So yeah. Turnips, very scary team, and I mean they took out Lyric last week, so they're definitely not someone to be underestimated. But with that, I believe that will be the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. One, if not the next video that comes out, should be my own Week 5 battle, which do look forward to that one, because I am against Lyric, so do look forward to that one, because that's going to be a doozy. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time, so take it easy.